You know, mean value theorem says that I've done some speeding in my life.
Well, those aren't really accurate, so there's no, I don't think there's a very good proof behind that. You know, my GPS says that my max speed in my Volvo, 88 Volvo, was 194 miles an hour. So I wouldn't trust those.
Mine is so many outcomes.
I just love this image of my 88 Volvo Statesbike going 194 miles an hour. This is awesome. Okay. Anyway, back to this modern use. The third thing is it allows Google to present more relevant ads based on your information. So, as you know, on things like Facebook, you'll notice that Facebook tries to give you ads that are related to it, even though mine usually aren't. Like yesterday, I posted something about Cthulhu from the H.P. Lovecraft novel. And it said, like Cthulhu, then you'll love this video game. So it thinks that I love Cthulhu, the Master of Darkness. So that's, so I thought it was pretty funny. Because it had nothing to do with the game they were suggesting. But anyway, so they can use that information to say, oh, like for example, the Jaguar thing. They can say, oh, you're really into Jaguar cars. Then here's some ads showing that kind of stuff. So it's more relevant ads. It's the same thing as Google Ads has been doing in the past where the search, when you search for something that has sponsored links, it's the same kind of thing, but I would guess it would be more in-depth.
Yes,
it would have more information.
They're trying to get you even more likely to click on the ad.
Right.
Raises their ad revenue overall.
Yeah. Okay. So argument against privacy policy. Don't probably just follow these, a lot of these already. All information is in one place. It's kind of like having all your eggs in one basket, as one site said. So let's say there was a security problem in Google's information. All your information would be in that basket. And yeah, so there's that. You cannot turn off this information sharing, which, so you cannot turn off your information sharing no matter how you feel about it using their products. The slippery slope argument is some people have made. I personally think that's a horrible argument to make, but it is an argument out there saying that, well, even though Google's slogan is not do evil, what keeps another company that might not be as benevolent as Google, they could use the same argument that, well, Google's able to do this, so why can't we? And then they could use that information for other uses. So there's the slippery slope arguments also out there circulating on the web. And it's unlikely that people will object and stop using the products due to Google's convenience. This came up when I was talking about Brown about this.
Yeah, I was like,
what?
Confidence.
You misspelled something.
I didn't know what condiments. I was going to ask you what it was.
Convenience.
Well, Google didn't check. Can't you?
See, but if they had more information, they would know my prior history of stuff, and they would know that convenience was the word I was looking for. 1 second. Let me finish this point then, yeah. So it's unlikely that people would stop and object to him. I talked to Dr. Ad about this, and he said, about how he felt about the privacy policy. He said, well, it doesn't really matter because it's not like you're going to stop using Google's products. And he makes a good point. I mean, the thing they're doing isn't outright evil. It's not like, they're going to come to your house and take all your stuff out of your home or whatever. It's not an evil concept. It's actually helping people a lot. So it's not like a lot of people are going to go out there and just raise pitchforks and torches and say, no, we're not going to use your products anymore. It's not that big a deal. So the majority of people will not stop using the Google products if this privacy policy goes into effect. Oh, yes.
Does this mean that, say for instance, we can log into Gmail and log into YouTube, but right now the way it's set up, you can go to your settings, sign on, and sign on YouTube, say log into YouTube. Does this mean you can't do that?
Say it one more time. Okay.
Right now, when you log in anything to watch all your other accounts, right? You go to the websites like Gmail and YouTube, you log into your YouTube, yes, it's done. However, with those sites, there are ways to sign out each one individually. Like with YouTube, you can go to your settings, and then you can sign out everywhere and log out just your YouTube stuff instead of logging into Gmail. Does that mean with that there's no way to separate the inside stuff?
The way I interpret it, yes. It's supposed to be one big Google experience. Rather than having a bunch of different Google products, you can have Google. So you can go in and use all their Google products when you sign out and sign out. It's the way that I understand it. But if
They're sharing all the information anyways, there's no point in being logged log out and run and log into the other. Because all the same information is going to be there regardless.
That's next.
So it would be redundant for them to let you do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, Travis.
Would they be removing like, I don't think it would, but like guest user access to like YouTube and stuff?
Probably not.
I didn't think it would, I was just.
But like YouTube's not as big of a problem because the majority of people go on there don't sign in.
Yeah.
But I think it's a bigger problem with things like Gmail and stuff where you
Yeah,
can't
you
use.
can't use it.
Right.
That's obvious.
So YouTube wouldn't be as big of a problem. And I'm guessing people prefer to be similar because I don't. Searching. I don't think they're going to limit their clientele based on the Google account. It's going to deal with simplification. Yeah.
So if I after the policy changes, if I want a YouTube account, does that mean I get a Gmail account as well? Like automatically I get an email account even though I don't really need it?
Yeah, but you don't have to use
You get a Google.
You get a Google account.
Google.
It'll be set up, but again, since no one really has your information of what it is, you wouldn't get any information.
And if I have both already, they'll just automatically intertwine?
That's yes.
Yeah.
Or I mean,
If it's not the same username?
if it's not the same username, then it
Well,
probably.
they can. Well, what they do now is they ask you, hey, we notice you have like a username for this. Do you want to combine this to your Gmail account? And that's how they get you to do it all.
Yeah.
Well, it's also really annoying if you all or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll get into the discussion in one hot second. I'm going to just go to power. Okay, so now we're into the what do you think? Literally. What do you think part of this discussion? Below are all the links in an unfortunate shade of blue that you probably can't read on the PowerPoint slide. However, if you go to the tiny URL here, you can click on the links and it will open up the websites. These are the things that Van River sent Dr. White and I. Basically, this is the official announcement of the privacy policies. This is the main policies page for Google policies. This is I think is this the current one, Dr. White? I believe. And this is the new one that's going to go into effect March 1st. And this is the frequently asked questions about the privacy policy. So now we're going to kind of go into the discussion of it. Just so you know about background of how the debate's been going. This has been pretty heated as far as the internet goes. I know Google's gone to Congress. There was some talk about them going to. They had to explain their case to, I remember the government organization. I don't remember the exact name. But
One of the three letters.
Yes, that's a three-letter organization. But they've got some heat about this, and there's a lot of people that are upset about this, but they also have some positive parts about this too. So I guess what we're going to do now is just going to open the floor to it. What you think about this, whether or not these Google privacies are a good or bad thing. So does anyone want to start opening the floor? Yes.
I personally don't like being signed in YouTube at all, ever. I don't like having subscriptions. I don't like any of that. I like being able to go watch something, close it off, and not be.
Well,
and so I don't like the fact that my Gmail is going to be used like that.
Well, I think what Travis said earlier, you probably still use things like Google search and YouTube without being signed in all the way. So you don't have to be signed into YouTube. Is the consensus, but you can have that hooked up to your Gmail.
Okay.
I don't know, I just went to YouTube and it knows
Yeah,
where I
it
am.
forced me to, or else they would delete my
Are you
YouTube
signed into
account.
your Gmail?
Oh, you have a YouTube account.
That's
And,
one.
Yeah, but I don't
You have to sign
like
out.
using it.
Or I have to go in and I'm going
Change
to.
your settings.
The thing is, though, let's say you're signed into your Gmail on another account or something like that. And you go to YouTube and you search how to rip a DVD. You know, especially with these new,
Soba.
Sticky Pop, Soba, whatever, Acta, all these different things. You know, you might not even think to look whether you're logged in or not, but that gets flagged.
Yeah.
You know, and so if one of these other things that are coming up right now, you know, pops up, and it's like, hey, we have access to this. Well, now that's tied to you. You know, yeah, maybe you didn't know it, but
You're kind of
I
screwed.
mean, all these little pieces of information that you would think would be insignificant, you know, can really add up to something that, you know, maybe create a picture of you that's not accurate.
Yeah.
Or if it is accurate.
Or that is accurate. Yeah.
I'm gonna flip the camera over here since the majority of the talking is going to go from this side now. If that's okay, just to kind of, since most of the talking is the presentation part. So.
Okay, so who doesn't know about incognito?
I'll bring up. But yeah, as far as incognito mode goes, it basically is a way to limit all your information as well. Like, there's no cookies or anything. I mean, obviously, I think it lists the things that can actually. It's actually pretty funny if you read the incognito mode message, stuff like.
You've gone incognito.
Yeah, there's things like be wary of sites that want to exchange your information for free smileys and people standing behind you and
surveillance by secret
Obvious
agents.
what they created it for.
right. No, but I mean, I started using incognito mode on public computers because, as many people here know, I'm very bad about logging out of my stuff. So when I close my browser, I'm done. Everything's logged out. It's really nice. I really like incognito mode because on public computers it's really nice. Anyway, back to the privacy policies. So, I mean, is there anyone here that thinks that these are actually really good and can actually do some good? It doesn't have to be like an all the way yes or all the way no. Just.
I mean, I think it could be a good thing. Like, well, one for them, their profits are going to increase dramatically by having ads and all that are geared more towards you than just random general ads. I mean, it's kind of on their part. It's very smart because then it helps them pinpoint what you're into, and it doesn't allow for like this random guessing to happen, and they can kind of, it's kind of like, I guess, kind of like having something and trying to file it down and you can't. So, but I don't know, like there is some bad things that I see from it, like how big is too big, like how, like do we allow them to have all this stuff, or like, I mean, we're gonna have to anyways, but just kind of seeing this, like I see the slippery slope argument as actually a very good plausible thing, not as that it's gonna be my argument for, but like what's to stop somebody from saying, okay, well, here's this bit, now we're gonna say, okay, now we're gonna take credit card information and all, and we're gonna store this on like a government database and all this stuff, like.
Well, I don't think Google would use a government database.
I don't think though.
You don't think so, but I mean, you never know. I mean,
and that's
strange people become bedfellows.
That's kind of the problem with the slippery slope argument is you can't. It's based on what ifs.
Yeah, it's based off of what ifs.
So
I think that it can be good, but people need to be educated.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
I mean, who here has actually read a privacy policy? That wasn't Google.
Yeah, I read the Facebook one.
Good. Okay.
Can't remember what it was.
But, I mean,
but after reading it,
I'm much more likely to read this than any place else I go. Okay, so I'm going to go someplace else and see.
I mean, does someone have a strong opinion, like, for these changes? They do pose a lot of good things that they can do. I know you said the ads, but I mean, as far as like,
well, I mean, also like
user rating,
yeah, like just like they increase the usability of Google like tenfold. Like you can now receive updates on your phone about like your location and all. Hey, you might be late for this meeting if you don't leave due to traffic and all. Like, I mean, I think that'd be kind of helpful stuff.
Oh, but I mean, we're kind of, yeah. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I don't like being tracked. I don't like people knowing where I am. I do not like anyone knowing what I'm doing on my computer at any point in time.
Hey, are you on Chrome right now?
Yes, but I'm also just sitting on Gmail.
Okay. Go to like it should actually the majority of the time it can tell your location based on things.
Yeah,
like
based on
it'll say you're near Macon. So they technically are still.
I know, but if you are not logged in, they don't have a way to trace it back to
You know, I'm the old lady here, and I agree with you that having people know where you are is
Kind of scary.
kind of scary. You know what? Y'all are in video right now.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about that camera, I'm talking about that
So,
one.